and we don't know when we're going to die. And within that time span, there are some things that we have to do. In order for us to find out what we have to do, we have to go back to the Creator of the heavens and earth to find out what is that thing that we have to do. Now I'd like to ask the question. This is a rhetorical question that we won't inshallah attack you with. I'd like to ask a question that I don't want you to answer if you're non-Muslim. I'd like you to answer it in your mind. How many of you in your mind, and you raised the hand in your mind, how many of you thought that Islam was this stuff that you hear Louis Farrakhan talking about? How many of you thought that Islam was the stuff that the 5%ers are talking about? How many of you thought that Islam was what the Moorish American Science Temple, I don't know if they had that down here, but the Moorish American Science Temple, Noble Drew Ali's people, was Islam? How many of you thought that that stuff that you see in Iran, that Khomeini used to be about, was Islam? Probably some of you would say, yes, in my mind, you would raise your hand in your mind, you would say, oh yeah, I just thought Farrakhan's group was another sect of Muslims. Well, I'm here to tell you, we're here to tell you today, that this isn't Islam. That Islam is not wearing a bow tie and selling bean pies. That Islam is not having your wife walk behind you 5 or 10 paces. That Islam is not Saddam Hussein or Muammar Gaddafi. That Islam is not blowing up the World Trade Center. That Islam is not any of those things that people, out of their ignorance or intentionally, try to make Islam seem it is. Islam is the natural way of life that every single human being has to accept and follow, and if they follow Islam, if they accept Islam, if you become a Muslim, then you will receive salvation, you will receive the most greatest of rewards, which is to see the face of your Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the glorified and exalted, is to receive the greatest of rewards, to drink drinks that you never thought existed, to eat fruits that you never knew existed, to never ever grow old, to never have diseases, that when you sweat in paradise, the perspiration smells like perfume. And you get better and better and better. And yes, for those of you who are thinking about being married and things like this, yes, there's marriage in paradise. And not only is there marriage, but we won't get into that. I won't get into that. But there's so many things that we can mention for you, the benefit. Not just the next life, but in this life, Islam brings order to your life. Because I'm going to tell you, and you may not like it, those of you who are non-Muslims, and I'm not saying this to ridicule you, to diss you. I'm telling you because it's the truth, because I was a non-Muslim. Islam brings order to your life. And if you're not a Muslim, your life has confusion. Now what's my proof? What's my proof? How is this guy going to come all the way from Newark, New Jersey, or come down the hill and tell us we're confused? Who do you think he is? I'm telling you, if you're not a Muslim, you got confusion in your life. What's my proof? My proof is that if you're not connected to the Creator of the heavens and the earth, and you are worshiping Him the way He ordered you to worship Him, if you're not worshiping Him the way He ordered you to worship Him, and worshiping Him alone, without going to some intermediary, or some intercessor, calling on some human being, or some rock, or some stone. And I don't think anybody here is going to be worshiping any stones, or no rocks, or no trees. But some of us are doing even worse than that. We're worshiping human beings. If you are not calling on Him and worshiping Him in a manner that is befitting Him, in the manner that He Himself says to worship Him, then you have to have confusion in your life. How can you say you don't have confusion in your life, even if you're the CEO of IBM, if you believe in 3 gods? How can you say you don't have confusion? If there was 2 gods or more, it has to be confusion in the universe. How much more a person that worships 3 gods? Just think about it. You got a God over here that says, I'm going to make it snow today. You have a God over here that says, no, I'm going to make it rain today. Which one is going to make it rain and which one is going to make it snow? There's going to be confusion. If you don't worship the creator of the heavens and earth by himself, alone by himself, there's no way you're going to tell me that you don't have confusion. Number one, you eat whatever you want to eat. You didn't even find out about the creator who created you and gave you this food before you were born. All these fruits and vegetables, all these fish and animals were already here before you came out of your mother's womb. And now you have the audacity, now that you're not crawling anymore and drinking from your mother's breast milk, you have the audacity now that you become strong and adult-like to wear what you want to wear and eat what you want to eat and sleep with whoever you want to sleep with, and you say this is not confusion? How can you say this is not confusion? How can you say this is not disorder? But for the Muslim obeys the Creator in everything. We wear what He says we should wear. We eat what He says we should eat. We sleep with whom He says we should sleep with. There's order in the Muslim's life. In every single thing that we do. Look at the social system of Islam. And look at the social system of the United States of America. In the social system of the United States of America, and I don't have to tell you about it, you already know about it. Let's take the welfare system. You know and I know, even though you're getting some benefit, a few crumbs from it, and I'm saying a few crumbs, this system stinks. It stinks, and you know it. And that's why there's so many social welfare reform programs. Look at the social system of Islam. And this social system can be used in any place, any time. If you took the social system, the social welfare system of the United States, it won't work in England, and it won't work in Australia, and it'll never work in Denmark or Finland. It only works in the United States. But the social system of Islam works anywhere in the world, at any time, any place. The Muslims are commanded to give 2.5% of their money at the end of the year to the poor. You see, in Islam, the money circulates like this. In the Western system, the money goes from the bottom upwards. It goes from the poor to the rich in an upward motion. And anyone who studies economics, you know this is a fact. In the Western world, the social economic system, the money goes from the poor always to the rich. And for the trickle-down theory, it just comes a little bit back down to the poor. But in Islam, the social system has it that everybody gets a piece, and the person is commanded when they have wealth to give to the poor. And if they don't give to the poor, not like in America, I don't have to give my money. I could be banked up, $50 million in the bank. And nobody's going to force me to take care of these poor people. I don't have to give them a dime. But in Islam, when the Muslim mayor or governor sends that authority out to your house at the end of the year, you're going to give that money up to the poor. Or what happens? It may sound barbaric. You're going to be jailed. Because the poor have to be taken care of. They have to be taken care of. Look at the political system in Islam. In this system, democracy is the way. And we know, as they claim, that this system is for the people and by the people. And the people, to use the common term, can push up, they think, can push up on the president and change things. Or push up on the senator or the congressman and change things. But how does that person come into office? And what is the moral character of that person? For instance, the politician, he may give you something on this side of the table, but the same person that you helped get that politician into office, he's also helping the homosexuals over here. See, it's like a double-edged sword. In Islam, the politician, not only does he or she have to be moral, but that person also has to use the law of Allah. They can't use something from Aristotle. They can't use the Magna Carta. They can't use the Constitution of the United States that was put together, and we all know